Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. As part of our Kubernetes DevOps series, today we are on day 11, volumes in Kubernetes. Let's get started. Why do we need volumes in Kubernetes? In Kubernetes, pods are transient, means temporary in nature. This means when a pod is deleted or when a pod is restarted or rescheduled to another node, any data written inside the container file system is lost. So if your application writes data inside the pod, that data will not survive pod deletion or restart. To solve this problem, we attach volumes to pods. So what does a volume do? When a volume is attached, the pod writes data into the volume instead of the container file system. Depending on the volume type, the data can persist even after the pod is deleted or restarted. Now let's understand this with a practical example. Now let's discuss a problem scenario, how data loss happens in a pod. When we create a deployment in Kubernetes, the deployment creates a replica set controller. Kubernetes controllers ensure the desired number of replicas are always running. Let's say we configured 3 replicas. Kubernetes creates 3 pods. Now imagine we manually write some data to one of the pods. For example, we patch a Java trust store inside a container. If one pod crashes or one pod is deleted, Kubernetes will immediately create a new pod to maintain the replica count. Now the problem is the new pod is created from the original image. So all the data we previously wrote inside the old pod is gone. This results in data loss whenever a pod restarts or is recreated. Let's understand this with a real world example. Suppose SEH is a company that is using Kubernetes for deployments. Smartryx is a vendor company that develops some applications for SEH. Smartryx builds a Spring Boot application, packages it as a Docker image, uses a specific Java version, provides the Docker image to SEH. SEH deploys this image using Helm or Kubernetes deployments, runs the application as pods, let's say one pod for simplicity. Now since this is a vendor image, SEH cannot directly change the image, but SEH needs to validate SSL certificates used by internal or external services. So SEH needs to add its own CA or signed certificates to the vendor's Java trust store. Well, Java applications use a trust store CA certs to validate SSL certificates. In SEH, they need to add custom certificates to the Java trust store. This is done at runtime inside the pod using the keytool-import keystore command. The application works fine initially, but when the pod restarts, the container is recreated. The patched trust store is lost. SSL validation fails again. So the correct solution for such problems are to use volume. Now let's see problem scenario 2. How do multiple pods share the same data? When we run multiple replicas of an application in Kubernetes, each pod is independent. By default, data is stored inside the container. One pod cannot access another pod's file. So data is not shared across pods by default. Let's imagine SEH is a banking portal and they are running 3 replicas of a Spring Boot application. So we have pod 1, pod 2, pod 3. Now suppose a user requests monthly bank statement and transaction reports from the SEH portal. So what can be the problem without volumes? Some transaction files are generated on pod 1. Some report files are generated on pod 2. Pod 2 cannot see files created by pod 1. Pod 3 also has its own isolated storage. So when a request comes, the load balancer sends it to any pod. That pod may not have the required files, which may result file not found, incomplete or inconsistent data, bad user experience. In simple words, we can say each pod has its own cupboard, but no pod can open another pod's cupboard. So to solve the problems we discussed in these 2 scenarios, we use volumes in Kubernetes. Different volume types such as ephemeral and persistent volumes help us share data across pods and manage data durability. Using volumes, we can share data between multiple pods, and depending on the volume type, we can retain data even if a pod restarts or a node goes down. In simple words, we can say a volume is just a directory with data, and that data is accessible to containers inside a pod. In Kubernetes, a volume is a directory that is mounted into a pod and used to store data outside a container file system. So volumes allow data to survive containers restart, and depending on the volume type also survive pod deletion and node failures. Volumes enable data sharing between containers in the same pod or between multiple pods using shared storage. That's all for today's session. We have seen what volumes are in Kubernetes and why we need them. In the next session, we will look at different types of volumes in Kubernetes, followed by a demo with real world scenarios. So stay tuned. If you like the content, please hit like, share with your friends and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.